Hello everyone and welcome to this new video from Free Dreams 106 channel. Today folks, we're back to talking about lasers after dedicating the month of May to 3D printing. Because in this video I'm going to show you a new machine that has arrived in the lab, the Algolaser T150. This compact diode laser is very interesting for anyone looking for a machine that doesn't take too much space and is fun to use. So, in today's video, we look at a few projects I've created using the T150, and I'll tell you about my overall experience with this machine, and most importantly, I'll show you a laser accessory we haven't covered on the channel yet: rollers. Have I piqued your curiosity? Then leave a like and let's get started. As always, we'll start with the unboxing and assembly. Depending on the package you order, you'll receive either just the laser or the laser along with its accessories. For example, I received this large box that contained everything: the laser, the base and the rollers. Unboxing and assembly will take you very little time, because this machine arrives almost completely assembled. It's just a matter of joining the X and Y axis with 4 screws and connecting the various cables. Seriously, it's super easy. And in the manual, in addition to the assembly instructions, you'll also find guidance on how to configure the laser in Lightburn and Laser GRBL. I have the 10 watt version, but you should know that also the 2.5 watts and 6 watts versions are also available. For those who are just getting started in this field and aren't sure what power setting you choose, with the 2.5 watts you can create extremely detailed engravings, but cutting will be very difficult. On the other hand, if you plan to cut thin materials such as 3mm plywood, then the 10 watt will allow you to maintain good detail resolution while also giving you the ability to do a little bit of cutting. We'll talk about how to install and configure the rollers in just a moment. In the meantime, let's turn on the laser and run some tests on flat surfaces. So, as in every video, the first test is a quick and simple engraving to make sure everything is working properly. I engraved my channel's name on a plywood panel and the result is perfect. So I would say the first test passed without a hitch. Now let's have some fun with some real projects. Of course, as always, I'll be testing different materials to put this machine through its paces. Let's try another engraving on plywood, this time with a drawing. And here it is, this floral engraving. You can already see how well the 10 watt module handles engraving, as it retains the details nicely. But we'll see this even more clearly with the next project. Now let's try another lettering, this time on a fox leather notebook. This one turned out very well too. For initial settings, you can check out the material settings section on the Algolaser website and refer to the settings for the 10 watt Pixie. Since the T150 is still new, they haven't published the relevant material data yet, but you can safely start testing using the Pixie's parameters. Alright, now we can move on to some slightly more complicated engravings. I've selected this leather pencil case that I want to engrave a nice design on. So I'll prepare it and send it to print. Look how beautiful it is. In my opinion, it turned out great. It looks like it was both that way. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's look at a couple more projects using this classic mode and then move on to having some fun with the rollers. As those who have been following me for a while know, cars are one of my favorite subjects. So I decided to create a small picture using the Bentley Continental GT blueprint on black and rainbow cardstock. Let's see right away how it turned out. Here it is, great contrast and very clean lines. This type of material requires fairly precise settings. Too much power and the colored layer burns, too little power and the black film remains. So, if you want to try it, I'll share with you my settings. 6000 mm per minute at 20% power. Well, now we have just to try metal. As you know, the diode isn't really designed for engraving metal, but it works great on anodized aluminum. So I pulled out a card of blue anodized aluminum and sent it to print. If you're enjoying this video, please remember that you can show your support for the channel with a small gesture such as leaving a like or a comment below. I also wanted to let you know that memberships for my channel are now available, giving you access to exclusive perks and allowing you to support my work, starting at just €1.99 per month. Thanks to everyone who supports me. And here we are with the result. It's a tiny bit crooked, but that's a user error. The engraving turned out really well. As you can see, the details were preserved without any issues, and I always really like the final result with this material. Before moving on to the rollers, I want to show you one last project, this time involving cutting. I designed a classic logic game, the one where you have to free a red square. So I pulled out the colored plywood from Creatolarly that we saw in a previous video, I'll link it above, and cut out all the pieces. I use 3mm color plywood in black, red, light blue and yellow, and for the base I cut a thinner layer of natural plywood. And here we are with our very nice finish game. Wooden puzzles always have their own charm. Great, but now let's move on to the accessory I'm super excited to try, the rollers. What are they for? It's pretty intuitive, I would say. They let us engrave cylindrical objects like water bottles, mugs, glasses, pens and pencils, jars, basically anything you can think of. So let's get it up and running right away. Again, the process is super simple. Connect cable A to the roller motor, disconnect the Y-axis cable from the corresponding motor and connect it to the other end of the roller cable. Basically, this module temporarily replaces the laser's Y-axis, so the head will only move along the x-axis. To raise the T150 and comfortably engrave even large diameter objects, I took advantage of a very interesting feature of this laser. These razors, which are normally mounted on top of the frame to save space, but can be removed and installed underneath to raise the machine. Alright, now we can place it on the base grid and open Lightburn for configuration. You'll find step-by-step instructions in the manual, but I'll walk you through it quickly as well. First, connect the laser to your PC via the USB cable and open the Laser Tools panel. Click on Rotary Setup and enable Rotary. For the parameters, enter 39.82mm per rotation and 15.6mm as the roller diameter. Then select current position as the reference coordinates. Final step, from the console, send this command to disable the y-axis home position. Well, I started with a few tests since it was my first time using this module. So I began with a text that was supposed to wrap around the entire circumference of this bottle. The first thing I noticed was that I had to apply the mirror function because the text was mirrored. Second, the text was narrower than expected. This is because the settings in the manual are for when you adjust the module by reducing the distance between the rollers. This is useful for objects with a smaller diameter. So, to actually engrave with the correct dimensions, you need to calibrate the module. Let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in a video dedicated specifically to this accessory, where we go into detail on how to use it. The value I used for my tests is 49.27mm per rotation, but I've noticed it can be refined just a bit more, so I ran a few more tests. But now let's take a look at the work I've done with this module. Since I had this test bottle, I took the opportunity to create this small design, which turned out very well. I used the same test settings as for the card I showed you earlier, so 3000mm per minute at 80% power. Then I move on to a real project, engraving this water bottle. I chose a gear-themed design and sent it to print. Look at the results, folks. The engraving turned out really great, and I don't know, I didn't expect the rollers to be this much fun, but they're really getting me excited. So let's try another project right away. For example, I engraved a fun message on this one spoon holder. And here is one finished spool order. What can I say, it looks like it just came straight from the factory. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, you also need to focus when using the rotary module, of course. It comes with a small acrylic square for focusing, so with the rollers you need to position it on the highest point of the piece and move the module by unscrewing the side screw. A standard procedure, in short. Alright, we have reached today's final project. I want to engrave a jar with another fun phrase. So, I guess all that's left to do is send it to print. Here too, no doubt at all, the result is fantastic. The contrast with the black base really makes the engraving stand out. I'm really enjoying using the roller, so we'll definitely see more in the future videos. Well, now that we have seen all these projects, I want to share my opinion about this machine with you. As I mentioned at the beginning, this laser is designed to be compact and with a simple structure that makes it very affordable. The engraving area is 150 by 150 millimeters, which is larger than the enclosed models like the Algolaser Pixie, but it has a small footprint thanks to the cantilever system. That is the frame with the X-axis supported only on one side instead of two. The accessories make it appealing for various types of projects because you can purchase the cutting base, rollers and rotary module. The laser is aesthetically pleasing and the structure is solid yet lightweight. It weighs less than 2 kilograms. It's also ideal for first-time laser users, thanks to its super fast and simple assembly and detailed setup guide. It also features tilt detection as a safety system, so if the T150 detects a tilt greater than 20 degrees, it will shut down the machine. You may have noticed, however, one feature that is missing: the air assistant. It's not common to see that on such compact lasers, but it's worth noting because the cuts won't be very clean, so there will be burn marks. So, if you're looking for a laser primarily for cutting, there are better models, even from Algolaser, such as the Alpha MK2, which I've reviewed above. The T150 is perfect for those looking for an affordable, compact engraving with a larger print area than the classic cube-shaped lasers. Honestly, I had a lot of fun using it, especially with the rollers. So, let me know in the comments below what you think of this little laser, and in the meantime, if you liked this video, you might also like this.